like awful at everything and an emotional wreck and idiot and
no
bad.
redeeming qualities at all.
Right. So my thought is like, okay, what if my character
Okay.
is a good cop,
Okay.
but he's god awful at everything else?
If you just go off of good cop instincts and good cop stats, because there are stats for being a good cop.
Right. Like, it just tank everything else, but a good cop. That sounds like a fun way to play.
Sure. There are some storylines that may ask things of you, and choosing to play in a way that is so heavily geared towards one thing may present to you a situation where you're not as stat dumpy as you initially think you will be. Like,
am I like as long as the game's finishable, I don't care.
The game is finishable. The only overstates or the only fail states are game overs. Right. And you're not going to get soft locked or anything like that from your choices. But the game will do everything in its power to incentivize you into trying new things and to spread things out a bit. So, I mean, do what you will.
Which one of these is the cop stat? Is it brainy smarts or emotion smarts?
Oh, okay. So, it's saying it right there. Intellect is brainy brain. Psyche is
but which one of these lean more into the cop stats?
It's kind of a mix, honestly. It's a little bit. Let me because here's the thing: your ability to be a cop is not solely tied to your cop thing. It is also your ability to deal with like social situations and also doing things like mental arithmetic or visual arithmetic, which is just reconstructing a scene by looking at it, which is a purely mental stat, whereas your spirit of cop camaraderie and your cop cred, essentially, is tied into emotional stuff. Your ability to enforce law is tied to your physicality and your aim and things of that nature. So,
but like I want to be like detective-y.
Then you want intellect and psyche.
Like I kind of want like an extreme Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Who's like, good detective, but like complete and utter like mental and emotional stunt.
Do you want to be socially perceptive? Because social perception also ties into like, you can't be socially perceptive while also being a bit of a dullard in that regard.
Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, because I can just go ahead and look at the stats here and tell you what each of them are if you want to go ahead and make this and do this sort of thing. I'm going to go ahead and copy an image. Okay. Some of these are fairly self-explanatory, but this is the skill tree, or skill spread. And this is what these 4 categorizations are, generally. And what you're selecting right now is the highest cap of what you can attain in that category. So you can choose to, like, never be able to level up something else. You can choose to never be able to level up physique, but like you'll still have physique, except you won't be able to make it go higher. This does not tell you, this does not adjust your stats right now. This limits what you can do in the future. So, logic and rhetoric, this may be what you want.
Because normally, in most games, I would do like this.
Uh-huh. Where you just go punch stuff?
Yeah.
I played with a very similar build.
This is a brainy, smart game.
Yeah, I mean, it can also be an emotional game, or it can just be a fix the problem type of game. You can go, 5322 is something similar to what I ended up playing as. Just in terms
smart game for
brainy.
smart people.
Now you
who
get
have smart things to say.
Hello.
Right. Freaking my signature skill.
Yep. So pick the skill that you want to know the mostest of, or to be particularly good at. So,
if I click on one, will it spend the thing?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
You'll be able to go ahead and read the descriptions here. Visual calculus is the one that will allow you to do, brainiac fucking reconstructing the crime scene by looking at it.
I like how the drama skill is tied to intellect and not tied to brain smarts and not emotion smart.
Yeah, because like you can totally lie without needing to know how it works. Whatever. Oh yeah, you get a bonus point for it. Ooh, neat.
And that's it. That's the character building.
I mean, like, you'll build your character throughout the game.
No, I know. I just in most
but still,
RPGs,
that's it.
This would be like an hour-long process.
Well, yeah, because guess what? You fucking start the game and you don't know. You just don't know. So,
shit, I need water.
It's fine. You don't need to. You know what? I'm also gonna drink my water. I hope you can hear me through your wireless headphones.
Sweat tomato town. One victory royale. Night about to get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town. My friend just got down. I revived him.
Now we're headed southbound. Now we're in the Pleasant Park. Look at the map and go to the mark. Take me to your ex-wife to play for it. Night.
Only warm primordial blackness.
Do they all have...
Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Have you heard any of these yet?
Some of these have already previously existed.
Okay.
It's just
Do
now
all of the brain stuff have voices?
they all have the same voice.
Okay.
There are two distinct brain voices. It's just one of them is it's just there's only one, though.
Okay. This...
Got myself some like beef stroganoff.
Never, ever, ever?
Never, ever, baby.
Okay.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Oh, give me some more.
You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
How about you cough up some more of that sweet oblivion?
Right up, sir. Smooth passage.
I'm
Hello,
really
Muncie. Let's go.
I'm really excited to see what kind of character or what kind of conclusion you're going to come to about the game, playing it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, this time.
Not just being a complete fuck ass.
Yeah.
I mean, that was honest, too.
Sure. It just broke my
There's
heart.
There's some choices I'm absolutely still gonna make.
Oh, sure, that's fine. That is the benefit of being here with you.
Apparently the game just ends if you murder Cujo.
What?
If you murder Cujo?
Fucking...
No, wait, no, it's the girl. You can ask, like, I read somewhere they, like, in the... whatever. We'll get to it.
Okay. Yeah, there's, like, a shit ton of stuff that you can get through replay value, because you can theoretically access all the content with any build.
Don't stop. Keep singing. Sing me the song of death.
Is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Mother, help me. There's a head attached to my neck and I'm in it.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is. A complete
Oh my God! New voice!
Why'd you scream at me?
New voice!
It's a new voice?
It's a new voice! Encyclopedia is a new voice! I thought it was just gonna be Lizard Brain. I'm glad I'm dodging all the fucking shit of, like, the new stuff.
I like that profile image.
It is... it's a mood.
Okay, what are my priorities here?
Your priorities are getting your shit together.
Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Oh, pants. Sick.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Okay, 97%. Don't XCOM me.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Wait, what am I doing?
Something you've done before.
Assess the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
I don't need it. I don't need anyone.
The window agrees. Its
Nice.
smile is cold and sparkly.
disco ass blazer.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Fish them
It
out.
says whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
What kind of hotel room locks with a key from the inside? That's weird.
Well, to make sure that maybe you don't... I don't know. It is super odd now that you mention it. You don't want to wear the shirt? But what if it gives you cop stats?
Does it?
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce
It does.
discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Wipe the
As
mirror.
you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never become it.
Your stats do have differences of opinion, and who you choose to listen to is up to you, and maybe depending on your stats to give you all the crucial information might not be, while reliable, can lead to poo-poo. But they never straight up to lie to you. They're always honest.
Look at that. How can you hate that face?
You can go the entire game without having any idea what you look like.
Really?
Yeah, you can go the entire game without having any idea, like, the things about yourself.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
The face of a late-stage alcoholic.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
I'm not making it. The face is making itself.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
No.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Expression of pain.
You are correct.
Really? Encyclopedia. Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression, or attempt to stop the expression from happening.
So, do you see the white check?
Yeah.
So there are white checks and red checks. White checks, you can keep retrying, as long as you meet a certain criteria. Red checks will only allow you to try it once and then never again.
But this one's yellow.
But it's saying it's a white check.
Oh, this is a white check. Okay.
It belongs in the
Yeah.
the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion.
I don't speak that.
French. This is
If it
fake
doesn't
France.
rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air, Boîte de Nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it? Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it.
The
That's
click
great.
is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in
Encyclopedia is not one for
Don't
jokes.
worry, your pretty little head.
How long ago was the new?
Some 20 odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Smiling is a relic. Anything else? Like who I am? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice canema.
Oh. I don't understand. I'm not gonna feed you a lot because you're fat. You need to be less fat.
No.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
I can't remember. Is there like punishments for failing these?
The only punishment for failure is, not having access to. There's some punishments. It's not really punishing that much. It's just a reaction of the action that you took.
3%, baby!
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Just a
So
minor.
I just locked into this
Yep.
fucking,
Yep.
stupid ass grin for the rest of the game. See bottles in the bathtub. Wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs.
I'm taking off my shirt so that I am now only wearing one shirt.
Oh yeah, speaking of shirts.
I like wearing two shirts. I don't fucking get it. What is it with everybody telling me that it's weird to wear two shirts? Wear an undershirt, you wear an overshirt. The undershirt for comfort, the overshirt for style.
+1 to set conceptualization, -1 to suggestion.
Yeah, so a big theme in the game is understanding opinions. And you can bypass actually understanding an opinion by simply having a stat that says you understand the opinion, and you can internalize it and think about and you can just think about stuff. Your ability to think is a stat. Oh god.
Okay, fine, I'll put my shirt on. What's this? Ah!
This is a general upgrade tree that ties in to the story and the thematics, and this is also your extended character building.
Right.
Not just of who your character is, but what they can do.
I need... So, like, I picked this to internalize and... Like, these are perks, right?
These
Feats or
are...
whatever.
Yes, these are essentially perks. They take time to build up, and you need to encounter them, and then you also need to make a conscious decision of if you just want the stats or if it's something that you, like, agree with or not.
Emblem to Guillaume Lemion, who with his amber mane and sparkling teeth beguiled the tattered remains of the nation while he suffered. Did he dematerialize in a cloud of cocaine dust, or did he simply stand in the corner and melt into thundering new lines of some starlit.
Wash the just make it up. Make people who speak it mad.
Some starlit wee wee baguette 20 years ago. Spare a thought for his great ass too. Or wait, maybe he became a police officer in the Revachol West.
So basically, it's hey, maybe I'm Guillaume Le Million. It's like maybe I'm a big old party king.
I'm not.
You're not a party king?
No.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you. This is bad. Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping you from moving for quite a long time. Still ongoing. Now is a good time to start worrying. Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move, hoping it will keep you from dying.
Reached up to grab my tie and I had a heart attack.
Nearly, yeah.
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
What if you just
swoop up
failed again,
towards the
though?
tie.
That would be
Snap,
pretty stupid.
it's released from the blade. What you have in your hand.
You are a
is
physically
truly
incompetent guy, though.
with 4 or 5
Just immediately on wake up.
The knot reminds you of a noose. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. The lights are off.
I love the horrific necktie. You cannot remove the horrific necktie. Put it back on!
Tell me what I can and can't do.
You physically are unable.
Looks like someone tore the tape out while the song was playing. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Chew. Crocodile leather. Green crocodile leather shoe is a high heel and chrome embellishments. Fits your left foot perfectly. Now all that remains is to find the other shoe. Now let's get at it.
Blow this vegetable stand.
Ooh, pop. On the table.
Desktop.
Sick.
9 degrees, negative centigrade. There's a door down there, by the way.
It's March. The year is 51.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
Officer, am I military personnel?
No.
Then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Are you sure?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
17%.
Oh my god. Try the expression on her. Try to let her know you want her. Physically.
Who in their right mind would let me be an officer
Don't
of the
be so
law?
harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
I might not know where I am, or who I am, or what a Kupri Kinema is. But how I know what one sounds
She
like.
nods.
But I do know when someone's not telling me the whole story. What am I doing here? What's my
There's
case?
a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops.
And why didn't you just tell me
I
that?
didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer.
Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else?
Could it be because of the drinking?
I should
Of
go.
course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Goodbye.
Her clothes are stupid.
It's a nice long stub, huh? It's sitting there. Untouched.
Weekend edition of satirical newspaper Trompe Le Monde. This is where the lyrics would be. Big old karaoke mic just waiting for anyone to come sing it.
Yeah.
Summer door closed for the winter.
Cannot enter through this door.
Speakers connected to the radio. The music is seasoned with static.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hand.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
Well, what should I sing when it comes to it?
You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
Lamentation sounds good. They'll really get a gauge of my soul with that.
Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic song. Who's laughing now? No one. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
Task. Sing karaoke. Get a whole sad song on tape.
Some of these are not particularly urgent, and you will get around to them when you find them.
I will go leave the building right now.
You
to go
cannot. I will.
find water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. Soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. Menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written.
It's me. I'm Monday.
Woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting.
That's
A man in
interesting.
his late 20s stands
There are
behind
definitely things that I did not notice before, and I fucking clicked through a bunch of shit.
He gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
Something tells me you don't like me.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
Logic, an easy success.
You're being sarcastic.
Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
I'm guessing I didn't do any of those
You're
things.
right, you didn't, and it's only taken you 3 days not to.
What have I been doing all that time? Have you seen me around?
No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. Something about it makes you feel bitter.
That's the Great School, right?
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my
He
buddy?
pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Are you the
No,
bartender?
I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
You look like a bartender.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the
I have
difference?
3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
And where did the Sylvie go?
She just, you know,
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
She just what?
so now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Okay. Okay.
Oogie there, pal. That's all reserved for union members. Doors open 16.
1600 is 4 p.m. for our American viewers.
Our pinball machine is unplugged. Hello, lady.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Okay, goodbye.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Hold on. Who is he to me?
Is your half-brother.
Oh, okay.
Hello. I'm King Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
As you're both cop men.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Conceptualize.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
It is not yet time.
Okay.
It's not yet time. It's not yet time for me to tell you what my motherfucking name is.
Do we ever learn his name?
That depends on the actions that you take.
It
The
looks like
act
we
of
had
your
a little
butt.
skidding error.
Yeah. It is entirely possible. Like your face, you never know your name.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
I'm appreciating my high intellect explaining everything to me so far. It's coming in real handy.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that you like it.
You mean him? Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
What?
Yes,
Interview.
the police. I'm aware. I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
What interviews?
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
No.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Just bold-faced lies of varying degrees.
What? Completely?
Yeah, dude.
Partially? What dead body?
It's just.
Just-
Uh-huh.
Read the social cues, Kim. God damn it.
Say the words. Where is the Jake? Where is the body of Christ?
Yeah, that's right there.
This
That's
is the
the-
first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
What if I told you I'm not really a police officer?
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees.
But first, we have to take it down.
How can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is, he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Ah, you mean the Rat
Don't
Squad?
use derogatory terms. They're only doing their job.
You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean?
Yes.
You'll still be given plenty opportunities to make an ass of yourself.
But they're just white
They're not
rectangles.
just white rectangles.
Oh. Expect me to tank every situation that requires like social delicacy.
Okay.
I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
But shouldn't I have a badge or
You
something?
mean you don't have a badge?
Tell the truth.
I have my badge. I am a policeman and I have my badge.
Oh. If you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
You can totally retry dialogue trees that are in dialogue options. You just need to remember how you access it in the first place.
Wait. Oh, okay. It's a filter. I was gonna say, like, can I manually mark quests as done? That'd be silly.
That would be silly.
Well, what were we supposed to do again?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
Yeah, but I can't remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
Okay.
After you, officer.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41... Right.
Yeah.
It took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias.
This
I know.
guy really wants
But
to
you still
emphasize
know
that
your
he is
way
not the
around,
fucking
right?
bartender.
In case we need directions.
And he is in charge of many cafeterias.
I am a very important person. You see, I cafe many areas.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I don't think anybody cared what you were
I
going to
didn't
do,
imply that.
just as long as someone was here to give me drink.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Nah, I'm good.
You're gonna cop this up, huh?
Pass the buck. Kick the can.
Yes, I would like to know how to be a good cop. Ass.
Right then. Questions. I got
Face
this.
expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
You know, I can't really think of a single thing. Where exactly
Behind
is the
this
body?
building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
And how do we get there
That's
then?
easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Who
I
killed
don't
him?
know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Before you said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who did you mean by they?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
And who exactly is saying that?
The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
The fuck are these buttons?
Which buttons where? I don't see what you're...
The
the left and right hand?
Clock. Yeah.
You can hold different items in your hands, and they do have effects.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her.
Why would the dock workers lynch this man?
I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
Oh, that's very interesting. Thank you for answering my questions. Oh yeah, one last thing. Did you kill him?
What are you, crazy?
What? He put-
I thought I had him there. Damn it.
You're just gonna come in with a big old gotcha? Oh, dude, look, he's judging you! He's keeping track of how often you make a dumbass of yourself!
Well, it's gonna need more paper then. Why did Sylvie go?
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this.
No, before I asked you where. Now I'm asking you why she left.
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number.
And, okay, cool.
I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct.
Commanders, I'm a feminist. I guess I like to be thorough. Everything has something to do with everything. I don't know, and I just went for it.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
That's all.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
What is real? Slipper? No.
How do I slip away unnoticed when he's looking directly at me?
I guess there's only one way to find out. Do you want to find out? Oh.
Excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Thank you, Encyclopedia.
I mean money.
Wow, you're a
Simply knowing it doesn't stop you from being a dumbass, though.
Establishment 130 real.
What exactly is money? Money is merely a set of data and means that allow us to bypass bartering.
You're under arrest.
Don't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
Put this man in.
Did someone order a vague, farcical reading of the law? More than one pops into your head.
Refusal to aid an officer of the peace. You're impeding me from carrying the murder and inane money.
It's not inane. You owe me money.
It is cruel of you. A man has been killed. File a request for compensation with Station 41. We need to work now.
Okay, you'll only have to pay for the window and the drinks.
Ah.
That's 70. I'll get the rest from your stupid station.
I have no memory of drinking.
The ledger does. The ledger has a memory. The drinks are non-negotiable. There's no way your station will pay for them.
I'm not paying for the
Fine,
window.
I'll take it off the bill. You want to sleep in a post-apocalyptic shithole? Go ahead. But I'm not giving you another room.
Cool.
No, you still owe me 30 for the drinks. If you don't have it by tonight, I'm not letting you back up there.
You just totally
You
chose.
just kicked me out of the fucking hotel. What have I got to lose? Eat shit, buddy.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Do I even have
But
one?
you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Near south,
You
maybe.
don't really know, do you?
I only have a vague blackened image.
A vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Should I trace my way back somehow? The exact street, the exact number on a
You can
building?
try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
So now, because of your decisions in dialogue, you have now chosen to select this one based off your decision, rather instead of what you want for your stats.
What?
But
You said a lot of words.
okay, fine. It's an interesting way to give out rewards for your perks instead of giving you perks just because you want to build a particular way. The game will present to you questions and say, okay, based off of these questions and how you approach the issue, you will receive this or that perk.
Okay.
But still, opting into it is a manual decision.
Well, that went well, huh, Kim?
Went pretty well.
Yes.
I think you should know that I can't remember
No
anything.
response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
Have you tried getting over it, you jackass?
Like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
What's wrong with personal affairs?
It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
You.
Even you know this.
So what should I
Try
concentrate on?
work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Okay.
Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
A
Okay.
moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Tell me
What do
about
you
the
want to
case.
know?
Literally anything. I can't remember a single
Maybe
thing.
you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
A young woman told me that a mercenary has been hanged, and the manager thinks it was the union that did it. That's all.
Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Brief. Yes. Sounds
Yes.
good.
Brief
2 days
me.
ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide
There's a
themselves?
strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Let me just be perfectly clear.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Our job here,
Uh-huh.
find the killer.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
Deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious.
Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a major strike by the dock workers' union. Maybe more than that. The union clearly wants a piece, not just of the industrial harbor, but the Wild Pines Corporation itself.
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. This district isn't used to the RCM's presence, and the union rarely overplays its hand, as it appears to have done in this case.
Wait, so is this a strike or an attempted coup?
Strike, coup, revolution, it's brigandage, however you parse it.
You feel something rising through you, a familiar feeling, an opinion taking form.
I have an opinion now. I have been in the world for 5 minutes and I have ideas. We should ground the owners into a fine paste and feed them to the pigs. With this little foreknowledge, I am unsure which side to grind into pig's feed. A decision must ferment in me. Also, nationalism. I don't think grounding one or the other side into pig's feed will do anyone favors. I am really, really smart. I've spent the last 20 seconds deciding on which side to ground into pig feed. Why?
Politics is habit forming and hazardous. It is also irrelevant to police work. You're right to doubt the impulse. It might be detrimental to our task here.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
We're from different precincts. Why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you
You
mean?
don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop
It's
off.
just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Is
Okay.
there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Is there anything else that you wanted to know about the case? Is that what I sound like to you, huh?
You seem to be following.
Excuse me?
Oh my god.
Oh. There's
You
nothing,
have
just an observation.
A distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean
I hope
distinctive?
you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's
They
that?
say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
That's racist. That's racist.
I'm sure you don't. It's just a stupid interdepartmental thing.
Also, it's a really
Making
fucking
assumptions.
clever way.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Okay.
It's a really interesting way to tell the player, like, it's to show what the players, to justify the player's behavior in the universe of just running around and clicking everything that's highlightable.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Also, you're walking around with one shoe.
Fuck is that?
Items. Where did is it not in items?
Does not exist.
Oh, you used it. Instead of picking it up, you used it.
Oh, I don't know what I use.
It's
That's fine.
it's a type of healing item. Oh wait, no, there it is. Okay, so look at the sign above your portrait. You've got a 1. That's a healing item. You picked up a healing item.
Hello again, sweetie. I see you've met up with your colleague.
The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie? Her eyes move up and down your person as though taking your measurements. Her attention is scientific.
Who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
I'm no Sweetie. Look at me.
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Stupid dimple has only brought me suffering.
Amazing.
Dimple or not, I'm a bitter man, and the years have taken their toll.
Take heart, officer. You're still a man in your prime. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime. Riding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the paranatural.
Sequence
I can
kill.
assure you with absolute certainty,
Paranatural.
there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
Why? 3 heads are better than
Thank
2.
you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down, perhaps another time.
You seem
You
to
seem to be in a
need
chair.
chair.
Dear,
You're really, really
I'm
smart.
a paraplegic.
I am really,
Paraplegic
really
is
smart.
Someone with limited or no ability to use.
Thank you, Encyclopedia.
Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
I like how, like, Encyclopedia is like just as stupid as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can know things, but like my fucking ability to connect them to the real world is
Yep.
completely stuck.
Yep. I'm glad you noticed that. Because it's really, really fucking cool. Like, you know it, but you don't know how to use it well. It's like,
Huh. Grenade? Did you fight in a
No,
war?
dear. I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty.
Were you a
Nothing
tightrope walker?
so extravagant, dear. Though what young girl doesn't dream of soaring over a crowd?
What did you
I
do
was
then?
a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up for me. Let's
No
move
problem.
on. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
you received a lot of answers to this question.
I did. We're in Revachol.
That's right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, to be precise.
All I know is that Revachol used to be really cool in the 30s.
New. Disco dance.
It was just called The New.
Seems like a lifetime ago.
Fucking shitty ass naming people.
I don't know. I think there's a kind of charm in just calling it what it is.
Most beautiful city in the
It's
world.
The New.
A rare jewel set in the sand between the pines. Everyone says so, even foreigners. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
The spring of 51.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you then, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Some kind of democracy, maybe? I'd like to think that it's a dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds, and civilizations cower before us. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners and women. Cop. We are living underneath a cop regime.
Some kind of democracy, maybe?
Nope. Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven.
Meaning, buying is voting.
Well, if there's no government, how come there are
Oh, dear.
cops?
And you were doing so well.
Wait, you are a cop. Oh yeah, shit, this guy is fucking gone.
Complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
So how did I do?
You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs, and while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
What is this revolution you mentioned?
Defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
That I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me.
Of course, sweetie. I really don't know how to explain it.
Oh
better.
no, dude.
Uh,
Oh, her voice is so
More
sad.
Educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
Sweetie
Okay.
needs money. Does
with
sweeties
your
get
case.
money? You're not willing to debase yourself that terribly?
Not yet. Aw.
Yay!
I'm putting my hand. Oh.
It is simply an item. It is not a
Oh.
tool.
Put my hand. Put a bullet.
Mm-mm. Nope. Mm. 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 Nice. That's an interesting form of democracy, though. Or buying is voting. Market-driven government.
Is a standard
Yeah.
royalty
Yeah.
theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, a magic yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Wait, where do I get such a
It
crown?
comes free with a six-pack of Vermilion Roy d'Or. The words Roy d'Or are stamped into the crown's plastic.
I'd rather know more about the world of
The
today.
contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel of progress that doomed the royalists is itself winding down. Our time is decelerating into what no one knows.
This is wild because listen, I'm not sure how much of this stuff is new from my memory because I'm sure that you're just encountering stuff that I didn't see before. But like, it's really weird coming back and seeing some of the things that are being said with the context of knowing more. Because this shit must sound almost like a bunch of noise. But it's really pretty noise.
It sounds very smart. Man
And-
is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled down overalls. Back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Oh my god. I could just take the pill.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
So, do you remember how to highlight items in the environment?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wow,
Wow,
wow.
wow, wow, wow. Good job.
Yeah, it's the same thing in every RPG. It's always tabbed for some reason. It's been that way since Baldur's Gate.
I wasn't ever really huge into RPGs. I always thought that their execution was a bit strange. And,
I like RPGs. I like pretending to be someone I'm not.
it is fun. But whenever I try to do it, I end up making characters that are just me, though. Whoopsie!
Oh, me's the last person I want to be.
I'm great. I don't know why everybody doesn't want to be me.
Hoi, Kujo!
Kuno's got this.
Kuno. I was wondering who the fuck you were talking about, Cujo. I'm just like,
Well, we should be able to intuit.
I
If
did
there
figure it
ever
out.
was such a
It
thing
just took
as a
me a little
ugly
bit.
kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy Kuno.
Hey, kid, a word. Police
Right in
business.
the dick, Kuno. Get him right in the dick.
Love it in the dick.
Was that censored last time?
It was always censored.
Okay.
The boy is sweating profusely. His
Cowards.
eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if...
Censoring is so stupid. Like, censoring this is so stupid. Like, everybody knows what word you're saying.
Of course, but you don't want the guilt that comes associated with
Like,
not
no,
saying
you
it.
said, no, you said the word, though. You already said
But
it.
I didn't.
Like,
I
you wrote
didn't.
out the word, and then you took a
Okay.
Sharpie,
Okay.
and then just scribbled in between it. But you
What I
still wrote
think-
the word.
Yes, of course. But what I think it's trying to do is, at the very least, have plausible deniability to the people who want to take a snapshot of the game saying faggots, and then say, guys, this game's bad because blah blah blah, when the game's really trying to tell
Yeah,
do
this
something
this
besides
seems
that.
like a really safe game. This seems like a really
Well,
really
it doesn't have to be. It can still be. You can still be brash and bold while not like trying to make it a issue of contention. It wants to at least fight on the
If you-
grounds
if
that
you
it wants to
can't-
pick.
If you can't bring yourself to put the word there, then pick a different word. Because otherwise you just look like big cowards.
Some people see cowardice as doing the right thing, though, and they want to appeal to. They
Then
want
pick
to.
a different word.
No.
If you don't like the word that much, then don't use it.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're going to use it, then don't censor it because that's pointless.
Oh, you know what it might be?
What?
Maybe it's ratings.
Bullshit.
Maybe it's ratings.
You can say that. Like, there's no way.
This is an international release game
No.
with
man.
also
This
other...
goal, it didn't get through Australia's fucking grading system, even though the original version did. Like, the initial release got approved, and then the director's cut didn't. I don't understand.
Because it was uncut. You need to cut some of it.
It's stupid.
Yes, it is stupid, but they want to be able to go ahead and get to as many people as well.
Then pick a different word. Either pick a different word or say the word.
Well, what does not saying the word stop me from doing?
What?
Okay, so what does saying the word but then not doing it, saying the word but then censoring it, stop me from doing? Like, what is the downside of doing that? What's the downside of what they're doing right now?
You're hiding the word even though everybody knows what you're saying.
What is the value in that? What do you get from that?
Nothing. You get no value from that.
Then it doesn't matter. So
You get no value from hiding the word even though everybody knows what you're saying.
So
You're right. We agree. Thank you.
But there's no downside. You're also saying that there's no consequence. There's nothing coming from the actions
the
that's
consequence is
happening.
that it looks stupid. It looks like you're too chicken shit to back up your own writing. That's what it looks like. That's the downside.
But there's much more tangible downsides with doing it one way, or then also perhaps doing it the other way.
And why pick the word? Why not use a different word?
Because they want to have it in their story, but the people who do
If you want to have
the
it
people who
in
do
your
the
story,
writing aren't
you
the same
already
people who
picked the
have to
word.
go
The
and censor it.
The effect is already there. You picked the word. You already chose to put the word there. You are not obfuscating what the word is.
Well, they still want to,
Everybody knows what the word is. You're not hiding anything.
but they
Like,
still
you're
want
not
to represent it in their world
You are-
as something to think about. They
you are
want
then,
to have it to
then
talk
put the
about,
word out. Then say the word.
but they can't legally, or else they will face certain
What do you
financial
mean
restrictions. But
legally? Quentin Tarantino's career exists.
if they want to go for certain ratings, then yeah, that's stuff that you need to consider, and that not one person is going to be able to decide, okay, the story, I want it to have this be a topic in the world that is something that we want to make aware, such as saying faggots, or we also need to consider about the financial benefits and backsides of doing it this way, and what our PR department is also saying about this. It's not one person who's saying all of that and saying, I was like, oh man, this one, the writing, that's the big important one that I want to do. It's everybody who's trying to work together to try and get the original, like, to get a good product out there, and also not compromise on what they want to talk about. They still want to talk about it, but they also don't want to be like stopped from being able to talk about it just because.
But you are compromising.
They compromise.
Like, this is the compromise.
Okay, and the compromise is looking stupid?
Yes.
The compromise is what? So then they're not allowed to talk about it if they don't want to go.
Yes, if you cannot fully discuss a subject and fucking shine all the light on it that you can, then yes, you should not be talking about it. Half measures do not help anybody.
So, like, the only way to be right is to either go all in or all out. There's no middle ground.
If you really believe in your heart that your art, that your work relies on this word being used, then you use the word.
Then I'm sure
you stand by your work and you use the word.
I mean,
if you think that your work does not require this word, then you use a different word.
Then I'm sure that the writer will be happy to hear about your support for his vision that had to go through about 100 other hands before it got shipped out. I'm sure that the writer is very thankful for you, because you're right.
I know I'm right.
I know you're right too, but I'm also saying that understanding why things are the way they are and not being so harsh on a group decision to have done it a particular way, it's understandable, but still wrong.
But I'm right.
You're a fucking jackass.
Stop throwing rocks at my crime scene.
Kuno, yeah, right in the mouthful.
Shits himself?
The rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno.
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Kim, what do we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
Forces.
You will see. We
Whoops.
shouldn't
Nice.
do anything. You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
Look, I have questions.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh?
Irregular speech.
Oh my
patterns,
god. The fucking
overconfidence,
extra voice lines for
this
Kuno are amazing.
This warrants further investigation into this Kuno.
The body, what do you know about it?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
What do we want to know,
If I
Kim?
were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
The usual being, have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or have you seen anything suspicious?
Do you know who he was?
Fuck him. Kuno used to fuck him for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
So you don't know anything.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone.
Popo phone.
Pope phone.
Do you know how it got there?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see it.
You heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Okay, where did you go then?
I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
But that's where Keanu Reeves lives.
No, that's a different
There is no
place.
city anywhere. That sounds like the
Why
name
do you
of a
come?
city.
I would postulate that mandating people use an uncensored form of a word is in itself a form of censorship. By mandating the ability for one to choose what speech they are able to use, you are forcing them into your viewpoint, which is in itself intrinsically censorship. Ergo proc sum, but fucky McGee.
You're right. If I were mandating anything, that would certainly be the case. But I'm not. I am simply judging their decision that they made. Free will does not mean freedom from judgment.
I had to dig.
Night City does not exist.
Why you gotta be
I had to
riding
dig
Kuno's
really
ass?
fucking hard in my
You ever
brain
been where
to
Kuno's
pull
at?
that hat trick out of my ass.
Yeah.
You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know what Kuno's been fucking up to?
Don't tell him that, Kuno. It's lame.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno City, bitch. Get the fuck out of Kuno City. Ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what
Shut
it
the
is
I
about
want that
you
as a like a
based on
ringtone now.
if it's
That's the
about
name of Kuno
what
City,
relates,
bitch. Get the
focus
fuck off
on the
Kuno's
case.
back.
Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty Kuno.
It's like no, it's fine. We get to say it because it's not a real word. It's it. One second. It's not a real word. You could just put it in there. I'll be right back.
Mm.
Give me 1 second. We get. Shut up. You're dumb. Because now we get to just say, no, it
Hey, guess
wasn't a
what?
slur. What?
Real word.
It's a what does it mean?
Gas.
What does it mean?
Air.
I don't. I'm gonna alt tab and wait, no, I don't, because it's on my screen. It can also mean metrosexual. See, you know what? He's just calling him a metrosexual.
So, I'm sorry. What was what was
Nobody cares about Sweden. Finland isn't real. Therefore, if you say that this is a real world from a language, from a place of whose people do not exist,
Whatever that means.
it is
The suspicious
not bad.
doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
more on this later? Right now, let's talk about something
You're
else.
testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
Stupid.
Maybe they wanted to highlight how stupid it was by being able to do it both ways.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very meta.
Oh yes.
You kids often play in the yard.
This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it?
Ugh.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Who's Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly, the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Okay.
Interesting. You refer to yourself in the third person to distance yourself from the situation.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that book shit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you.
thing behind the fence starts squealing.
Oh Jesus!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Just answer the question.
He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still
You
be
just-
a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
Good job.
Oh no, that was my favorite elf.
You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its target. Instead, it pulled you down with it.
Oh, my arm. A fucking knee.
Kuno can't believe this shit! Can no one stop the Kuno? Pig! Kuno thought you had this! What happened? Kuno can't do anything now!
Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your fat body up!
Kim, help me.
No.
Stop laughing.
Creature behind the fence makes it a point to laugh even harder. It's a dry laugh. Mirthless. She's not even actually
Oh my
enjoying
God.
this. She only wants to hurt you.
Kuno made
Dude,
fucking
you're taking morale health. You're gonna fucking die.
The lieutenant isn't laughing.
Somebody call an ambulance. I think I really hurt myself.
Officer, you need to get up. This is turning into a farce.
That's what you get if you fuck with the Kuno. You get fucked up.
I deserve
Yeah,
this.
you deserve this. Trying to show your dick to Kuno. Kuno was scared.
Oh God, do something quick. They're gonna start that again.
She's laughing up. Ugh.
Kuno beat the shit out of the popo. Beat your fucking knee off.
I told you not to tempt such forces. Now, how about we go and do something worth the public's time?
Ugh.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Hey, heal now. Heal now.
You know, why? What's the worst I could?
You literally just opted to die.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences.
You failed the
That's
check,
a step up from total annihilation.
and your ego got bruised, and you're on 1 HP.
I'm done. No one even likes
Yes,
cops.
it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outright hatred.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. It's because the Furrows lost that match, said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while, Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Matt Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all.
I'm glad we got to experience this game. Like showing it to me is a pretty cool
What?
experience.
you're going to be
Probably
playing
short
more.
story, but
I'm going to
well, you know, I think
hold
once it got
Resident
rolling,
Evil
once it got
hostage.
rolling, I
Right
think we
mouse
really
click,
saw some good drama. Went to places I
uninstall,
wasn't really expecting, but you know, I think
and Resident
it all wrapped
Evil
up
remake is
cleanly.
gone off my hard drive.
I think it all wrapped up pretty cleanly in the end.
I think if
So,
I go ahead and submit a
thanks,
ticket to Steam, I can refund
thanks
these
everybody for
gifts that I
joining
haven't
us.
played yet.
We sure to check us out next time where we play.
And I can still delete the channel. This is no longer about the game. I'm outside your house right now with a gun. You come out here.
Good night, everybody.
I'm gonna fucking eat your fucking ass and play the fucking video game. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck, dude. So what do you think so far? You gonna play more?
It's ear candy.
Ear candy? Oh, okay. Yeah, especially now that we've got a bunch of stuff to hear and listen. Good.
Now that I don't have to read it.
Now you don't have to read it. You're so fucking happy.